Hi, Dr. Will Horton of NLP, the world's foremost fast and effective NLP training organization, where we teach easy, user-friendly NLP. And today I want to talk about passion and mental toughness called NLP 25. And what I mean by that is this year is the 25th year I'm going to be teaching NLP at the National Guild of Hypnotists Convention, the largest hypnosis organization in the country. And it's the premier place to really learn this kind of stuff. So let's just get started. And again, I'm Dr. Will. I've been doing this for way over 30 years, and it's one of my passions. So what do I mean by NLP 25? Well, this is the 25th year of teaching the basic NLP certification course at the National Guild of Hypnotists. And this year it's going to be like none other. It's going to be different. I'm going to do things never done before. And I'm going to share some information I've never shared before. And there'll be a lot of free things I'm going to give out at this course that I've never given out before. But I want to talk about passion. Why? Because without passion, it doesn't work as well. So what is passion? Why is it necessary for success? How can you find and access true passion? And how passion can really lead to burnout unless you handle it well. And this is why you need to have multiple passions, right? So, there's a lot of sayings that come about passion. One was, when you set yourself on fire, people love to come and watch you burn, right? But I love the one by E.M. Forrester where he says one person with passion is better than 40 merely interested, right? So is passion desire? Well, passion may start with a desire to learn, or a desire to own, a desire to be something, or a desire for a person, place, or thing. Desire can manifest into passion, but passion and desire are slightly different. Because desire is when you begin to take action for it, right? And passion is when you just totally immerse yourself in it, because desire will jumpstart the energy for something. I really want this. But desire has a tendency to fade with achievement, because if you get achievement, sometimes you want to stop and say, well, I've done enough, I'm going to stop. Sometimes it'll stop with prolonged frustration. You keep going toward the goal, you're working out every day, but you don't see muscle, and then you just give up. And also desire will fade because if you keep changing your target or your goal, it just kind of cools, right? But we can all relate to usually a red hot romance that kind of can turn into a cold relationship. Because what happens with desire into passion is it's neurochemical base. It has to do with your neurochemicals, the way your neurons are firing. But desire must transform into something else if it's going to last. Because if it really must ignite a curious, desirous state. But you're curious about this person, place, or thing that you want. You're curious about what it is you want to accomplish, because that curiosity about the target will drive you in a way you can't imagine, because you become curious about what you need to do in order to achieve this desire, right? And really, it's curiosity about you, because when you're doing this, it's the things you find in yourself that can drive you towards it, right? Because curiosity opens you up into all kinds of new learnings. You get new goals as you go towards your desire. It gives you enthusiasm. It opens you to new ideas. It can challenge old limiting beliefs, right? I always like to think that, if you have the same beliefs you had when you were 20 years old, and if you're 40 or 50, there's something going on different. Your beliefs should change through time, because your beliefs are going to grow with your attitude, with your outlook, with your education, with your background, with your experience, right? Because enthusiasm drives you. We love to be around enthusiastic people. No one wants to be around people going, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'm not really excited about it. But, you have to be enthusiastic, because nothing ever great is achieved without it. And enthusiasm is contagious. This is one of the keys, because it gives you the energy to help you overcome those down times, keeps you going through the rifts and valleys, because you have to be open to develop new targets, open to changing your goals as you need. Because when you have enthusiasm and curiosity, it opens up your scope of experience, right? Now, one of the things I stress to people that I find in our field of NLP, hypnosis, psychology as therapists, things like that, is burnout, when people have burnout. One of the reasons they have burnout is they don't have multiple passions. They're only passionate about one thing. You know, if all you do is one thing 24/7, how long can you do that? You know, it's kind of like you catch fire, but the hotter you burn, the quicker it burns out, right? And basically burnout is due to neurological overload, right? Highly successful people usually have multiple passions. You know, in our field of hypnosis and NLP, I always think of how many of the first people that started it and some of the better names are magicians or singers. You know, they have multiple passions, right? NLP, of course, Richard Bandler is a avid musician. Um, you know, John Grinder would love to study cultures, just immerse himself into cultures. Because what happens is you begin to transfer passion. You know, if you're a little bit cool in this area, like, you know, my career's okay, I'm doing good, I like my NLP and my hypnosis, you know, and I'm into it. But then I find something else I'm passionate about, you know, film acting. When I started learning film acting as opposed to stage acting, my passion just exploded. And I was talking to a couple people, and I said, isn't it interesting that every time you get really excited about something, even if it's not your primary business, like your clinic or your training organization, suddenly your business picks up. Because I think that passion transfers and you bring it into what you're doing, like when you're having a meeting. I'm working with a guy now on an addiction program, and he's so passionate. He has multiple passions. He's a pilot. He likes to race motorcycles, but he's so passionate about everything. And when he locks into something, that passion is contagious, right? And, you know, some of the things examples that I'm curious about, of course, is neurolinguistic programming, because it's an open scope. It keeps changing. Of course, hypnosis. The more I learn about hypnosis, the more I realize I have to learn, right? I love my martial arts, especially pressure points, things like that. And as many of you know that know me, it's acting, singing, dance, anything with the performing arts side. So those are some of my passions. And the more I get into them, the more that bleeds back into my training, into my development of other NLP courses, into my therapy, right? Because when you develop multiple passions, you keep your brain and neurology open. You keep it bathed in those neurochemicals of passion. That's the key. Because when you're passionate, when I'm in a show and I'm learning my lines and I'm doing this, it's so exciting. You know, my brain is just bathed, overloaded with the neurochemicals that make me feel excited. So when I go into the office, when I'm in my clinic, suddenly I'm attacking every problem. I'm having fun with it, and I'm doing this, you know, and there's no frustration, right? Same with when I'm developing things, right? And for this to begin to develop, you really have to develop a passion for what you do and who you are, because people are drawn to passion. When I first get around, you know, new hypnotists, I'm always, you know, it reminds me of that passion when you first discover, oh my God, this is so cool, whether it's NLP or hypnosis. And I talk about that because recently I started taking an acting class, and it's a very basic acting class, but it fit in my schedule. And I'm like, you know, I like the people in it. I knew a few of the people going to be in it, and I'm there. Now, several people in this acting class are like me. They've been on stage. They're very good and stuff. And there's some people who have never been on stage, don't know anything about acting. And, you know, I was talking to someone afterwards, and they go, well, I'm surprised you're here. So this is kind of a newbie class. I go, well, much like the martial arts, when I go to a martial arts seminar, even though everybody in the room's a black belt and have probably been training for years, you may spend half a day on a front kick or a reverse punch or how to block or, some little technique. Fine, right? Because it's the basics. But also, in this class, when I'm around all these new actors, I'm reminded, why do people want to be an actor? And you see their passion when they start, telling a story, moving people, discovering things about themselves, because when you act, you discover things. Much like when I get around new NLPers, new hypnotist people, it's the same thing. They're so excited, they're so passionate because maybe they stopped smoking, lost weight, began to experience, stress relief. And my God, it's so much fun, right? And so, every time I've experienced burnout in my NLP and hypnosis, either clinic or practice or training, it's because I stopped doing things outside of what I was doing, right? And no one really likes a one-trick pony, you know? So what are you passionate about? NLP, hypnosis, EFT, psychology, neurology? What lights your fire? And how can you transfer one to the other? Because your passion turns into grit, you know? New classes open your neurology to new ideas. That's why I take classes. Because I may hear the same thing. This teacher in this one class is talking about something. I know that. I've been an actor since I got out of the service at 21. But it's like, wow, I forgot that. Or I don't think about that. It opens your neurology, right? And everyone needs a sensei, a teacher, or a guru, right? And you need some outside guidance, right? But really, we want to develop mental toughness. This is one of the things I've been adding into my trainings the last couple of years, because I want people to be mentally tough as they enter into this field, right? Because there's going to be ups and downs. It's a field, it's a business, it's a profession, right? It's not just an industry, it's a profession, right? So mental toughness is the key, because when you look at superior athletic performance, most of them, like over 80% of high-level coaches and athletes will tell you that most of this comes from mental toughness, being able to plow through the little problems, right? As long as you work on your physical skills, the rest is mental toughness. And I would say that's true for us as NLPers and hypnotists. Sometimes you got to have that mental toughness just to plow through. We're going to have clients we can't work with. We're going to have clients that don't get the results that we want. This is going to happen. But if you're mentally tough, if you have that passion, you can keep going, right? So I'm developing a special NLP program, right? And I think it's better than anything I've ever done. Why? It's based on 25 years of teaching, coaching, being an elite martial artist, acting, singing, dancing, trying to bring it all to the table so you can grow. Because you stay stuck with no passion. And I want everybody to have this passion. So why? Because a desire and a motivation to succeed that's insatiable and internalized will get you farther along, right? And this is what I want to do in this year's 25th fun course, NLP passion course, I'm calling it, right? Because without it, you stay stuck, you burnout happens, you have lack of energy, lack of drive, no magnetism, less charisma. But with it, when you have passion, you have energy, you have charisma, you have focus, you have drive, you have success, you have mental toughness, right? So even if you've taken an NLP class, or it's been a while, maybe it's time to upgrade, maybe it's time to audit, as we call it, come in, sit through. You know, and the only thing I ask for people that are auditing it is stay for the whole class, right? You know, come for the 4-day basic or the 3-day master, right? Because that's how you really grow. And this year, we're going to have free stuff for the 25th year. I just put down a book. There's going to be a free course I'm going to give you. I'm going to give some extra mentoring. I'm going to do some things I've never done before. I'm going to teach some things I've never taught before, right? And one of the things we'll be working through the whole course is developing that passion into mental toughness, to drive your passion for you to be great. And what you need to do is go to www.ngh.net to sign up for either the basic or the master NLP course. But what I want to leave you with is a little exercise, right? A little exercise. And what that is I want you to think about something you're passionate about, right? Something you're currently passionate about, whatever it happens to be. And close your eyes and think about that passion. Feel it. Now step into it. Feel the feelings of, my God, I want to learn this. I want to master this. I want to devour this, whatever it is. Where in your body do you feel it? Is it your stomach? Is it your chest? Is it your throat? Is it your head? Where do you feel it? What color is it? What sound is it? Does it have a taste? Does it have a smell? Now thank yourself for having this passion. Whatever you're passionate about, feel that excitement, that motivation. Now make a fist as you think about this, right? Make a fist and think about this. And say passion, passion, passion. And now what I want you to do is open your eyes. Now close your eyes and think about something you need to do tomorrow, first thing, or later today. And just think about it. See yourself doing it, like on a movie screen. No feeling, but for some reason a smile. Maybe it's Maybe it's a new client, maybe it's make that phone call, maybe it's cold call, whatever it is. And as you're doing it, now squeeze that fist and go passion, passion. And feel you bring that passion into this situation. Bring that passion into this situation. Good. One more time, open your eyes, close your eyes, think about that passion, what you're passionate about. Now see yourself doing the activity you need to do that maybe you don't have some passion for right now. Good. Now open your eyes, come on back. Now I'd like to invite you to come to the 25th year of the NLP Basic Certification course, the NGH, and I think it's the 20th year of the Master NLP course, give or take. I've been going to that conference since, I think it was 1989. And as some people say, for years I was like the bad penny of hypnosis. I turned up at every conference everywhere. Lately I've pulled back because I have other projects going on, other things like that. But I always go to the National Guild of Hypnotists convention. And it's the biggest, it's to me one of the best, if not the best. Obviously I've been there for this many years. And, I can't stress enough how much fun it is. So that's why this year, at the 25th year, I'm going to do things I've never done. I'm going to share things. I'm going to have some fun with it. And believe me, it will be a life-altering experience. So I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at the 25th NLP certification course of the National Guild of Hypnotists. Go to ngh.net. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.